We can solve the loneliness problem in the suburbs by putting a coffee shop on every 4th corner. Apologies to your dopamine receptors. There's no hooks, there's no retention gimmicks. I'm just gonna get right into this. And just to describe what you guys are looking at, this is a suburb, and this is our little cafe for reference. Ta-da. And before we get into the entirety of the thing, hi, I'm Madison. I'm an extrovert who is stuck in the suburbs at the moment, and unfortunately for the powers that be, I have traveled, I have seen what's outside of this country, and I have also experienced cities in the US. So it's not like far out of our reach to fix this problem. We don't need some big debate that's like shown online and sponsored by Pepsi in order to have this earth-shattering realization of, oh, this is how we can get back to being socially happy. This is how we can connect to each other. Nope, I think we just need to put a coffee shop on every 4th corner, not quarter. And if the suburb is really big, then we make a little coffee shop on every 2nd quarter. For today's example, we're just going to talk about one. And listen, if the suburb is a bunch of middle-aged men or women who own only Carhartts, that cafe can be a bar. I don't care. But I think for reasons that we're going to get into, that a coffee spot is just better. So let's get into it. Number 1, this brings back walking. Hey, up until a few years ago, we used to walk everywhere. Like, that was the way we got around. It is not evil. It is not dirty. It is not some like low life activity. Now, listen, I'm not even going to get into how much walking is beneficial for us and how much all of your ailments can probably be solved by just walking more. So this will give you a place to walk safely, assuming that your suburb has sidewalks. Mine does not. Love it here. But a corner cafe in the suburbs brings back walking. And what this also does is give us a place to go outside of our homes that doesn't send our nervous system into the flying trapeze. Because I don't know about you, but like, I would go out more if I didn't have to like get in the car and prepare myself for Florida traffic. Which we're in the off season right now, but oh, not forever. Also a benefit of it being walkable, hey, I don't know about you, but not everyone has a car. I'm speaking about teenagers or probably just people that literally any of age that don't have a car. But I'm thinking about teenagers, and also there are disabled people who are not driving. For example, I have a friend who gets random seizures and she has to take an Uber to work and back. Having a coffee shop on the corner of a suburb provides a place for those people to not only hang out and, you know, spend time in, but also gives those people a place to work. And also speaking about teenagers, we all know that every single job requires 5,000 years of work experience, so why not get a head start? I don't know about you, but I have friends who have kids, and they're not letting their kids drive because the insurance is too high. So for those kids who are wanting to connect with other people and not be confined to, you know, Discord or just being in this online virtual world for a third space, they can have one and they can walk there and they don't need a car. They have a shot at a fuller life because they have a place to go, congregate, and be with fellow people, fellow teenagers, hey, fellow kids. And I know what you're thinking, Madison, socialization is not that important. Ah! Yes, it is. Literally, hey, if we can like take a step back and think about why are we stressed out about all the things that we're stressed out about? Money and work. It's just kind of to keep us in this loop. And I am not gonna go over my head. I'm not gonna jump off the cliff with, you know, analogies and getting into the deeper side or the darker side of why things are the way they are. We cannot downplay the importance of conversation for conversation's sake and not talking to people because we need something. Ah! Like, for people like myself who needs nerds or smarter people to tell me why this is so important, there are multiple studies out on the importance of socializing and how not socializing is compared to like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. So you can be so healthy, but if you're not in, you know, communication with people or like fostering friendships, hey, no bueno. Back on topic and for real, the overall advantages of having a coffee shop on every 4th corner in the suburb is it will give the community a place to hang out that is not their home. Guys, I'm reading this book and I just got done with a little segment on the importance of having a social place that's not your home or your work. And it is quite mind-blowing and it's so true because every single thing that he wrote about, Ray Oldenburg, shout out, you're a real one. Rest in peace. He goes over the importance of this place and how having a third place, I'm so tired of explaining what a third place is. Here's the explanation. But having a third place is a social relaxer or just like a life relaxer. Let me see if I can pull something relevant. I made a video for TikTok with these quotes, but anyways. All right, take for example this. A guy followed one of New York's pretty people from his limousine on the street, up the steps and into the interior of Club 21, observing that by the time Marvin had walked through the open set of doors and stood in the lobby, his features softened. The frown was gone. The bluster of importance has ebbed away and had been left at the curb. He felt an old magic welling up. That's stupid. I need to do something else. And I have to admit, I'm not the best at explaining this concept of like the importance of having a place to hang out that's not your home, because I just learned about it and I know the vibes, but I don't know how to put it into words. But before you start an argument in the comments, please look it up yourself. So that's the first point. Number 2, the suburbs needs a place that you can come and go freely to socialize. Maybe this is a part, but I have to admit, in the recent years, it has gotten too hot that I don't even leave my house. So we do need, in today's age, an indoor air-conditioned place for us to congregate. Number 3, it will give people work. This is not really a third place concept, but like, that's the benefit for you capitalists that are just thinking about, what's the money on this? What's the margins? It'll give people work, like we talked about before. Also, the other capitalistic benefits are mini garage sales. Like, imagine if you houses just have a handful of things, but not enough things to sell for a real garage sale or like a proper garage sale. We can just have them here and like have like what, the last Sunday of the month, everyone can sell their wares for free. You don't have to spend money on a stand. It's the community. Let's help each other out. We can also have farmers markets here. If anyone has a garden, we can just, you know, set up a little stand here and help out, have a central point for the community. Artist markets, same thing. You can also argue about having like a place for kids to come to sell their art, maybe their drawings, maybe their jewelry, or if your kid's a nerd, do a science project there. And lastly, and most importantly, in my opinion, and I would think for you to say, it actually gives a place for the whole community to congregate, because everyone's so busy, everyone has their own lives, and if we can come and go as we please at one place, this is an easier way and a way less stressful way to meet people around us, and also like to have a place that's just not our home to actually talk and to be with people. But Madison, I hear you say, what if people don't come? You know, you put a store there, you put a coffee shop there, you put a bar there, you put whatever, and the people just don't like it. Okay, some people don't pay their taxes. Some people don't X, Y. This is not going to be for everyone, but you have got to build it and they will come. You have to have an option for the people who do want to be in community with each other to have that space to build that community with each other. And listen, I know you Dumbo people like myself, I have really sensitive hearing, are like, what about these guys? The people who are living right next to the cafe. Hey, you know what? We can just do this and like build more trees around there so it absorbs the sound. And I'm not saying this is going to be a club, so the noise level is already going to be pretty down. But just imagine here we have some trees and some parking, because we all need that. I want the parking to be in the back, so this still looks nice out in the front, because everyone that loves an HOA, rest in peace if you have one, you will never see me have a house with an HOA. I would rather paint my house a bajillion colors before complying what you think is nice looking. I get off my soapbox. Also looking this at the camera, this is a horrendous drawing, but you know what I mean. But if you're in the suburbs, I want you to dream with me. Imagine this, it's another night and you're like, man, I just want to talk to people, but I don't want to go out. I don't want to put all this effort into like going downtown, there's traffic, and then parking's a nightmare. And then like getting back, oh geez, the traffic backwards, and I just should stay in and watch a movie, but I just want to talk to people, meet someone new, and just have a casual time and like have a nice casual conversation that's like a little bit playful and, you know, not so serious. And also I don't want to be in an area that really keep your voice down, so not a library, but just a place to go. But you open your eyes and you're in the suburbs still, you have to get in your car to go somewhere. So instead of doing all that drama, you're gonna turn on a movie and you're just gonna have another night alone, maybe call a friend, maybe, you know, do some talking, chatting online to people. If only there was a place in walking distance that you can enjoy a cup of tea or, you know, a little pastry, maybe a little sandwich, and you could read your book in public, or you can do your work there. After a while, you see like this cute guy who keeps coming in, and then you can meet him, or maybe you see a family and you start up a conversation and, oh, they need a babysitter, you can help with that. Or maybe you sit out there and you watch people walk by with their strollers and their dogs and what have you. Like, I'd rather end my night that way than being a zombie. And so for us suburb dwellers, if we had that place, our lives would dramatically change for the better. And yes, there's this whole argument you can make about like community growing stronger together. Yeah, that is a part of it. Me, I want to talk to people. And that's a part of that too, like you're talking to people to get in community. But and also is really special if it's on every 4 corners of a suburb, because that's then like the neighborhood coffee spot. Then you actually get to know your neighbors. Or maybe, you know, someone from over here comes to your place because, I don't know, maybe you have better coffee or better tea, or maybe the baristas are hotter. But then you get to know more people. But it's really, you know, everyone knows that this is this block's cafe. And hopefully, you know, knock on wood, when this does come true, people don't start turf wars or whatever. But but this is a good solution in my opinion. And I have to say, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I don't have degrees in this. I have little to no study other than this book. But you know what? Those people who do have the knowledge and do have the resources are the people who put us in this problem. So maybe we need to rely on people like me who go off of vibes. Maybe give us a little sliver of power and see how we can change things up. My actual credentials for this is I have a BFA in musical theater. I love talking to people and I get sad when I can't. And I firmly believe if we had more places, more third spaces, more third places to go, the US would just be better for it. And now we obviously have a lot of other things on the docket that are more important at the time to talk about. But this idea just came up as I was walking outside in front of my home, because if I was to leave my premises because we have no sidewalks, I would feel on alert. Say I lived here and I had a nice little harmless 10-minute walk. Here's the other thing. It needs to be decent walking length. Like not 30 minutes because people in the US, we're not used to that, but like I would say like 15 minutes tops. 2 minutes is great, but like a 10-minute walk down the sunrise to a coffee spot, get my coffee here, spend a little time, maybe talk to my neighbors and see what's up, see what's on the bulletin board and see what my neighbors are doing and all that stuff and what events are going on in the city, and then, you know, come back home. Or I could take the long way and then like actually start my day. But I got to like human a little bit before we got into the whole thing. This is how I think we can make the suburbs better. Again, on paper, I have no right to be telling anyone anything, but again, the people who apparently have the right are the people who separated and isolated us, so we shouldn't be listening to them anymore. Anyways, bye.